welcome back to my channel. Hopefully no one is here by mistakes. I just want to let you know there will be spoilers. If you do not want spoilers, if you have not read this book yet, please exit. I will give you all a moment to leave. Alright, and let's get into it. I first wanted to begin by discussing the plot of the book. What I did and did not like about it. First, I will begin by discussing what I loved about the plot of this novel. So, I loved the main character, Willowdean. If you saw my non-spoiler review, I hope that came across. She is a character who knows what she is about. She knows herself and she is confident in the person that she is. She doesn't take anybody's crap, which is a trait that I really admire. And she stands up for other people, even when she may be ridiculed by doing so. Another very admirable trait in my opinion. Also, I loved how Willowdean really did sound like a teenager. I sometimes run into the issue with reading YA contemporary novels is that the main character is, well, usually a teenager, and they don't sound like a teenager at all. The language that they use, the thoughts that they have, I just usually don't find them very typical of a teenager. Well, at least not any teenagers that I knew, or not the teenager that I was at that age. You know, you would hope that a main character would be relatable to its target audience. I especially enjoyed the relationship of Willowdean and her late Aunt Lucy. I am a real lover of nurturing parental figures in, well, all forms of media. And I loved that she had such a nurturing relationship with her Aunt Lucy, which it didn't seem like she had much of with her mother. So I thought it was really wonderful that she had someone in her life who sort of picked up the slack, who I will get to in just a moment because I have quite a lot to say about the character of Willowdean's mother. I think that the portrayal of her grief over the death of her aunt was very apparent and very realistic and very touching. It felt very fresh, even though I believe in the book her aunt had passed away 6 months ago. I still very much got a sense that Willowdean was grieving for her aunt and grieving for that mother figure in her life that is now gone, and all she is now left with is her mother. And speaking of Willowdean's mother, in my opinion, she was extremely neglectful. I believe it was mentioned that she had Willowdean going on fad diets as early as the 2nd grade, which in my opinion is not just neglectful, but also abusive. A 2nd grader should not be doing fad diets. I don't care how heavy they are. I very much felt that despite her confidence in her body, which I mostly attribute to her Aunt Lucy, her mother did everything in her power to make her ashamed of herself, which she didn't need to be because nothing was wrong with her. She had no health issues that, at least that were talked about in the book. She was a young person and she was living her life and she was doing the best that she could in the body that she had, and to have a mother who at every turn undermines that and goes against that is such a toxic thing for a child to have to experience. I felt very strongly about her mother in the book. I probably should just stop here because I don't want to go on forever and ever and ever. Another character that I really liked, and I wish I had talked a little bit more about his character in my non-spoiler review, was the character of Bo, her love interest. I really enjoyed that his character was fleshed out because I sometimes find in YA that you don't get a lot of character exploration with the love interest. So I really enjoy that he felt like a full character, a well-rounded character. We got to know his, hopes and dreams and desires, which I think is really important in a love interest because I think that not just the main character, should fall in love with the love interest, but I think that the reader should fall a bit in love with the love interest as well. And I found myself really, really liking Bo's character and actually wanting to know more about his character as well. I was initially very cautious of his character. I usually am in movies or books with a plus size character and they have a standard size or normal sized love interest. I usually am wary that it's some sort of prank or some sort of fetishization the of the plus size character, which I'm very against and very turned off by. And I was really pleasantly surprised to find out that that wasn't the case with Bo's character, that he truly was interested in Willow Dean romantically, as well as he should be. Willow Dean rocked. And I enjoyed that the reason that Bo was reluctant to take his relationship public with Willow Dean was not because of her body, but was because of something that he himself was insecure about. Again, the theme of the book I really felt was that everyone has something that they are insecure about, and everybody has struggles with overcoming those insecurities. And I really enjoyed that his character dealt with those things as well, because I feel like it would have been very easy to make his character simply some sort of jock who just had some sort of passing interest in Willow Dean. And I really enjoyed that his character wasn't as shallow as I first thought he was. Moving on, I really enjoyed the characters of Hannah, Millie, and Amanda, the girls who joined the beauty pageant with her. While they were supporting characters, I do still feel like each of them was fleshed out enough to make them feel like real and full characters and not just cardboard cutouts. I especially enjoyed and was surprised at how much I liked the character of Hannah. Usually, I am not a big fan of the asshole characters, the characters who are just assholes for the sake of being assholes. But I really think that I liked that the book pointed out that she had a reason to behave the way that she behaved. When someone is bullied a lot about their appearance, sometimes as a defense mechanism, they may become very standoffish, on guard. So it became very understandable why Hannah was as aggressive as she was. Let's talk about Mitch. I know that it might feel like I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit because I am. I'm just trying to remember all of the things that I really loved about the book and kind of just get my thoughts in about them before I forget about them. I probably should have structured this a little bit better. But moving on, you live and you learn. The character of Mitch. Mitch was Mitch's character ended up being pretty predictable. He was likable enough. Usually those characters end up being pretty badly written. I don't think that Mitch's character was badly written. It just you just could really feel that he was just there as a placeholder for Bo, which I didn't really enjoy. I could have taken or left him. He didn't make very big of an impact to me, and I usually don't enjoy when or placed as a replacement love interest for the character's true intended love interest. Those characters end up usually getting the short end of the stick. They end up getting the shaft. which I feel like his character kind of did a little bit, and I ended up feeling kind of bad for his character. Moving to some things that I didn't like about the novel, now that I can delve into those things a little bit more now. The character of Ellen. While I enjoy female friendships in YA, this was one that left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Not that I don't think that Ellen probably was a good friend to Willow Dean in all the years before the incidents of the novel occurred. I felt that a lot of the conflicts that they had were not dealt with properly or dealt with very well. It just ended up that they kind of glossed over a little too much, in my opinion, over why they hadn't been speaking to one another. I really think that Willow Dean should have told Ellen the reason she was so upset that she had made friends with Callie and the other girls from Ellen's job. Willow Dean was concerned about the types of friends that Ellen was making without her, and that was also a reason why they had drifted a bit. I think for the sake of kind of having a happy ending, the conflicts or the issues in their friendship were glossed over in favor of having a happy reunion between the two in the end. But I really thought that the direction of the novel in terms of their friendship, I thought that she was just going to end up drifting away from her, which does happen quite a lot with high school friendships. You end up outgrowing a person, and just because you've known a person your whole life does not mean that you're meant to keep knowing them the rest of your entire life. You shouldn't stay friends with someone just for the sake of friendship or fond memories. If the person really doesn't have a place in your life anymore, I do think that the best option is to just let them go. Not that you wish them ill or anything, just that you realize that maybe you aren't good for one another anymore. Also, I just want to briefly mention the writing, which I'm not entirely certain very many people will care about, or that the writing of a novel will be that much of a deterrent to most people, but it is something that is important to me, and I just want to briefly mention a little bit about the writing. I really did enjoy it. Again, I enjoyed the voice of Willow Dean. She felt like a real teenager, which I really appreciated. Also, you could tell that the author, Julie Murphy, who is a very lovely plus size lady, that she was writing from experienced as someone who is plus size writing about a plus size character, which I think is very important. And something that's very important to me is representation matters. I know that this video is pretty rambly and a little all over the place, but I really just wanted to kind of come on here and just kind of gush about the book a little bit and just talk about the things that I really loved or didn't love so much about the novel. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed doing it. I promise that the next spoiler slash discussion video that I do will be a little better structured and not so off the cuff. I promise to organize my thoughts a little better. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you like this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, peace, love, and happy reading. Bye, guys.